Hello, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be looking at Ranting for Vengeance and his take on Wolverine because, of course, he already has an opinion on it before he even came out. And if you've watched my previous videos, you know I like to cover this asshole because it's just retarded. Anyways, let's just get right into it.
So there's a new trailer out for the Insomniac Wolverine game, and I was 100% correct about everything. Every Wolverine fan out there who's actually read the comics and had a brain call this bullshit out was proven correct. Not that they really needed to be, because anybody who isn't retarded can tell that this sucks.
Let's get you guys out of here.
Are you a superhero?
I'm not kid. I'm Wolverine.
In this game,
Does that not sound badass? I don't know. Are you a superhero? No, kid, I'm Wolverine. That's fucking cool, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, crazy. I'm a fucking retard, whatever.
Superhero?
I'm not kid. I'm Wolverine.
in this
Yep,
game,
not bad
mutants
at all.
live in hiding, fearful of those who would hunt them down, while most of the world doesn't even know they exist.
I'm Wolverine.
But before we get into it, if you agree with the stuff I say and if you want to really help out the channel, maybe consider subscribing or supporting me over on Patreon or buy me a coffee. Oh yeah, and to the people commenting, I won't really be making another video on Spider-Noir. I won't be watching 1 second of it because the cold hard fact still stands that I said in my last video about it, that it's woke propaganda.
How do you know if it's woke propaganda if you haven't even watched it? Jesus Christ, dude. It was really good. It had nothing to do with wokeness or gender. It was just about Spider Noir. It was a good TV series. I was really impressed. I was in it kind of like expecting oh, I'm not wanting the role of Spider-Man anymore, which it's kind of the idea, but it wasn't just like a final episode. He finally put on the suit, he got into the suit like multiple times, like a lot of the time in the show, which was awesome. And if they make a season 2, which they better, you better be in that shit more and more. And I want to see a drunk Spider-Man again. That was fucking hilarious.
With race swapped characters, and if you like that sort of thing, then go ahead.
Oh my god, they made Black Cat Asian. God fucking forbid. In a different universe, they make her Asian. Oh no! If you like the Black Cat from the comics, read the fucking comics, okay? It makes no difference. Black Cat isn't even technically Black Cat yet. If anything, she just has the name of the Black Cat, So it's not a big deal.
But you're not a real fan of Spider-Man. Race-swapped Black Hat, fake film noir Nicolas Cage is not for me. If you're interested in Spider-Man and noir, just go back and read some of the old Spider-Man comics from the 70s and 80s.
That's not even noir. I guess it's grittier. No, not even. He's just more of a dick back then. Because that's where he's wearing the black suit. And that's Kraven the Last Hunt right there. I haven't read that, I think. The left one. I mean, I don't know.
Which all
I mean, if you read it, you like this shit, cool, good for you, man. But, people are going to make different things. It's just how it is. It's just a way of the world. You don't like it, you don't have to read it or watch it. It sucks. You can totally rant on it if you've watched it and you have different opinions on it and whatnot. That's cool. But you haven't even fucking watched it. So I don't want to hear your goddamn opinion.
already have a noir edge, like Kraven's Last Hunt. Or go watch many of the film noir masterpieces of the 30s and 40s. Oh wait, most of the people hyping up this bullshit can't do that because they're mentally challenged and they prefer to spend hours rotting away on the internet. Exactly like the people who are saying that Insomniac's Wolverine is going to be a masterpiece and is accurate.
It looks pretty good. Crazy, I know. I'm such a fucking idiot, and I'm so woke for saying that, but I think it looks pretty promising.
To the comics.
take.
There's a lot of stuff to cover with this issue.
Dude, I'm such a Wolverine fan, bro. I fucking love Wolverine so much. And I think this game looks hella good. Is that so bad? No, I can't be a true Wolverine fan, apparently.
That plays into a lot of other things that have came out recently. For example, the brand new James Bond video game, First Light, is complete woke slop.
Everything is woke slop to you. What isn't woke slop? Okay? What isn't? Why is M not a white man? Because it doesn't have to be always a white man. Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. Change things up once in a while, okay? Add some spice in your life. changes things. You know, it's not just black and white all the time.
James Bond is not allowed to be James Bond. He gets bossed around by Pakistani race-swapped and gender-swapped characters.
So you won't do anything stupid?
Of course not. I'm not an idiot. Shocking.
The Bond girl of the game isn't even a proper Bond girl and instead has to save Bond himself. Yet you have people hyping it up and pointing their finger at anybody who's an actual fan.
I mean, I'm not a big James Bond fan. I watched him as a kid, a few of the movies. People are saying it's really good. The new one, I'm personally not going to play it. But, you know, if you like it, then you like it. If you don't, you don't. It doesn't make you a retard. It doesn't make you a complete asshole. You're not wrong for not liking. You're not wrong for liking it. Or what the fuck, dude?
Of these characters or these franchises, saying that you're an incel right-winger chud for not
Jesus.
liking some piece of shit game that's nothing like James Bond, saying that people like me don't like the game because it's not sexualized enough, or just because I'm not a real fan of Bond and neither is anybody else who calls out the game for being crap, when in reality I've read and own many of the original James Bond Ian Fleming stories, the original printings from the 50s, which a lot of these people don't even know about and haven't even read one word of. And you want to try to tell me about James Bond? Go fuck yourself.
You like the old stuff. Good for you, man. What do you want? Gold star? Other people say crap. You know, just fucking ignore them. I mean, doing this doesn't. Oh god, that's. Yeah, it's gonna be a thumbnail. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna. Oh yeah, look at that. That's perfect. Love it. Okay.
007 First Light is gay and it's nowhere near James Bond. And the same goes for Spider Noir, Daredevil Born Again, any of these brand new games that are
Okay. Daredevil Born Again season 1 was not the greatest. All right, but that was because the writing was all over the place. I understand. Season 2 though, oh, that was busting, bro. I'm so excited for season 3. They're gonna bring back Bullseye again. He's gonna have a more comic accurate suit. It's gonna look beautiful. Oh, cream in my pants, bro. Just thinking about it.
coming out. There is no media nowadays that's even worth your time. I'll say that with a straight face.
Not worth your time. Don't. Why are you putting your opinions on everyone else's, bro? Like, you have your own opinions. Will I agree with them? No, but you have those opinions, and no one's gonna change that. Obviously, you're very, very strong-minded. If let's go with that word. You're very one-track minded. You know, that's cool. But you like trying to force your opinions on everyone else. I don't know if forcing your opinions on everyone else is the right word for it, but you know, like acting like everyone has the same opinion as you, it just annoys the shit out of me, you know, because not everyone's agreeing with you. And then once nobody, like people aren't agreeing with you, you just go ahead and call them fucking retard. That's all you do. And then you act shocked when everyone else calls you a fucking retard and shit and tells you you're not a real fan because you're a jackass. I mean, what the fuck?
Just go back and watch and read something from before the year 1990 and you'll be hit with so much quality compared to what you have to deal with nowadays. And that's the problem. People want to give in and compromise and say that the Wolverine game or the Bond game is not woke slop and it's not garbage and it's not trash.
Because it isn't? Nah.
Instead, they're all masterpieces. When in reality, that's a byproduct.
I mean, Wolverine hasn't even came out yet, dude. So we can't even say it's a masterpiece. All right, but let's go ahead. 007 First Light. V page.
I didn't catch your name.
Pause. Very positive reviews. Better than the movies. Very good. Peak. Big review here. When I first saw 007 First Light, I was a little skeptical because the last 007 game we got was back in 2012, and that was butchered by Activision. 007 Legends, it was terrible to say the least. Happily enough, though, 007 First Light was being developed by IO Interactive, whatever. The people that work on Hitman. Yep. Here we are in 2026. Yeah, great. Pros. This is Wolverine shit. I'm not here to talk about 007. Needless to say, a lot of people like 007. So it isn't just woke trash.
Of having to put up with so much shit for so long that you just give into something that's semi-decent. And that's the worst part. I wouldn't even call it any...
Yes, semi-decent. Semi-decent, yeah. How many reviews? Am I able to see? It shows the reviews. Let's filter. Very positive. Very positive. Show graph. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd say this is pretty positive, dude. Not much
of
negative.
these games semi-decent. Very similar to the Bond situation, the people who will attack you for calling out, I don't know, Insomniac's Wolverine haven't read one Wolverine comic, and if they have, it's probably some new one that makes the character gay. This isn't hyperbole and it's not rage bait, it's just the facts. Some people...
No, it's not facts. It's just your opinion. And in my opinion, I think you're just saying a whole lot of shit. You're just talking shit.
Are interested in a character. I'm interested in James Bond, so I've read the original stories where he's...
Okay, why are we still talking about James Bond? Here we're talking about fucking Wolverine. All right.
Pretty offensive. He's a misogynist, he's xenophobic, and he's an all-around womanizer badass. A lot of people just can't handle that. And
me being a womanizer is a badass. Okay.
the same goes for Wolverine. I've read the original Uncanny X-Men by Chris Claremont, John Byrne, Dave Cockrum. I basically read all of the 80s Wolverine comics, starting from Frank Miller and Chris Claremont's hard-boiled classic that defined Wolverine and everything about the character. And that's just 4 issues, which are some of the best ever published in the comic book medium. And so...
Bravo, you read those. Okay. What about it?
Some of the most defining for the character of Wolverine, where he smokes, he drinks, he gets into bar fights, he chases femme fatales through the neon streets of Tokyo, he fights the ninja army, the Hand, and basically goes to war for his beloved Japanese wife Mariko. That's just one miniseries that's one of the best ever made in comics. Then you have the entire Wolverine run spanning the 80s, where you have the Patch era, where in Madripoor, Logan is no longer part of the X-Men and is more like a private detective in this Asian country. And to be honest, it's one of my favorite comics ever made just for the noir atmosphere, taking inspiration from Casablanca, the Maltese Falcon.
I mean, yeah, it's good series. What about it?
Building up Logan to be a character that doesn't need the X-Men or a big yellow suit to be a badass character. And also creating another iconic alter ego and world that is still used today in the world of Wolverine and X-Men, as seen with a brand new game. It's set in Madripoor. And as a Wolverine fan who's read all of those comics and loves them, unlike any prick who's trying to debunk me right now, I actually did get excited when I saw the original build of Wolverine and where it was going to be set. That's something that I said last time, before we get onto the trailer and all the woke shit that's contained inside of this ball of spastication. I just need to set the record straight. Last time I said that I played the Wolverine game before it came out. A lot of people didn't believe me and said that I made it up, which you have your right to do, but you're kind of being a moron. Because anybody with a brain and anybody who was actually tracking this game before it came out knew about the hacked, pirated build of the game that was released on Twitter and online. And I'm not advocating for anybody to go search that out, so I don't condone any of those actions, but let's just say it was extremely easy to get your hands on it there for a week. Now, if you're a moron who didn't know anything about that and didn't know that everybody and their mother could play Wolverine there for 2 weeks, then good for you, you're retarded or something.
What? Or they just live under a rock or focus on other shit. That doesn't make them retarded. What the fuck? Okay. Jesus, he's so aggressive. You goddamn ginger. Cool it down a little, you know? Dye your hair. Maybe it'll cool you down. Get a Snicker bar. I don't know.
But for the rest of us, you got a glimpse inside of the game and what it was actually going to be like. And what that was just a piece of trash that was another Spider-Man game.
It wasn't even fully released. You can't call it a piece of trash if it's not even fully released. Dude, Jesus.
With a Wolverine skin on it. And to be honest, I don't know what they're going to do in the final product, but I'm going to tell you the truth right now. In that original build, there was playable parts as Jean Grey. And she looked just as ugly and bitch-faced as she does now in this brand new trailer.
Let's see if we can find the one that got away. Redhead.
So first off, just a few things. Why does Wolverine sound and look like a mental retard?
How?
Pretty simple question. Why the fuck isn't he wearing Wolverine's classic suit? And somebody just...
What? He's wearing a suit right there. It's just more modernized. For the game. More combat focused. I mean, you could change your suit if you want a more classic suit. What the fuck?
Just please tell me why we have to keep getting these Christopher Nolanized suits, which...
Yeah, you get customization. That's why if you don't like this suit, you can change it. Crazy, I know, but holy shit.
don't look anything like the actual character.
Maybe I'm blind. Maybe I need new glasses. But I think that's Wolverine right there. If you gave me this and I didn't know about the game and you said, "Who is this?" I would say that's Wolverine. Yeah,
Wolverine isn't Batman. He doesn't have access to multi-million-dollar equipment. Anybody who's read
that looks just like combat gear with a mask, like he had in the comics.
the comics and is interested in the character knows this. Even though my videos are pretty old, if you're interested in learning about Wolverine's backstory, you can go watch that video I made or just read the comic, which is one of the best origin stories ever told,
Weapon X, yeah, that's a good story.
Weapon X. It's not what you've seen in the movie, and it's not what they're going to depict with this game.
It's not even focused on his origin. I mean, it'll maybe dive in a little bit about it, but that's not the whole premise of the story.
Which is the opening tutorial level, by the way, and you can hold me to that when the game comes out, because they butchered it horribly by getting the character wrong. Wolverine is a rough guy who's had a really bad past and goes from town to town in the Canadian mountains, smoking and drinking, getting into bar fights and getting into trouble. He's not a millionaire who has some suit which has carbon fiber and 10 different intricate designs. In the original Uncanny X-Men first issue, Giant Size X-Men, Wolverine is actually a mercenary working for the American government. Or if you read the classic Weapon X, Logan is not only at his wit's end, but he's also at the end of a whiskey bottle. The only time he takes to relax is at the firing range. There is no sympathy for mutants in the original world of Wolverine and the X-Men. There's none of this bullshit from the trailer where there's
That's because mutants weren't really a thing back then. They were just starting to pop up, weren't they? Maybe I need to reread, but they weren't so very much as common, whereas now, a little bit later in the future, yeah, they're more common. I don't know. Maybe I'm just
still
crazy.
a green Ninja Turtle retarded looking
I can't even remember his name. Fucking Gecko or something. But that's a comic character too.
mutants, and the same black chick, which is in every single fucking video game.
She's the leader of them. I can't fucking remember what they're called. Oh, I'm pissing myself off just thinking about it. But they live in the sewers. Dude, I literally just rewatched X-Men 97, the first episode, and they were in it. God damn it.
That comes out nowadays. In Logan's original origin story, he didn't have any claws, he didn't have bone claws. Instead, he just had a good healing factor. And he had to hide away his entire life in bars, and
But they've retconned that too.
wouldn't you know it? The thing is that these people don't want to admit is that there's a Christian side to Wolverine's character that everybody wants you to forget. In Weapon X, he's going to church, even though he doesn't really believe in anything higher up. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because all of this in the lore of Wolverine and Logan's character is before he ever had claws and ever was really committed to violence. All of that bone claw shit is a made-up retcon. The original Wolverine was just some guy who was a complete outcast and didn't want to be bothered. Except that's what the American government did. And ever since that point on in his life, he's just been an instrument for vengeance and violence. Now the reason why I bring this up isn't just because it kicks ass and is really awesome and a lot of these people have never read it and are LARPing, but also because this Wolverine isn't acting like anybody.
This shit is so gay. How? How is this gay? Oh my god, my brain hurts. I need more water.
Ever tortured him in the Weapon X program. He's not acting like he suffered for years without ever having claws and just being an outcast who was always kicking people's asses or drinking. Now this Wolverine looks, acts and talks like some sort of Redditor from the modern day. He's running around chopping people up in this really gory way, which is just way too over the top, and in no.
What's so wrong with that? Yeah, he's gonna be slaughtering people. That's not. No, he's a mercenary. You said that before. He's a mercenary. Oh my god.
Wolverine comic was it this goofy. So I don't care how much gore or set pieces this game has, it's bullshit. Get the character and his backstory and the way he acts and the way he sounds correct.
How does he not sound like he does? And like, you don't even know. You can't even. You just go based off of the movies, which is pretty accurate. So, sound wise, and then you didn't even explain his origin in the game. So
First.
See if we can find the one that got away.
Gee, sounds like
yeah, let's
Wolverine.
cover that for a second. The way Wolverine sounds. How do you know what he sounds like? Are you schizophrenic? How can you hear what a comic book character sounds like? Anybody who ever says that is outing themselves as a tourist LARPer. Wolverine was based off of Clint Eastwood directly. Just look at Frank Miller and Chris Claremont's miniseries. That's if you've even read it. Now, can anybody in the class raise their hand and tell me, what does Clint Eastwood sound like? It's kind of a rhetorical question because anybody disagreeing with me is usually a mentally ill retard.
Go ahead.
Make my day.
But Clint Eastwood has a specific voice that was copied from many characters, like Batman in The Dark Knight Returns, Frank Miller's Daredevil, Frank Miller's Wolverine. We're all made to sound, act, and look like Clint Eastwood because Dirty Harry.
I don't know, man. Like, when I think of Wolverine, I just think of the fucking animated shit. Like, let's go on to YouTube here. I think of the fucking voice actor. I can't even think of him right now. Let's pull up X-Men 97. He's in that. Actor. Cal Dodd. Is that the guy? He was in the original X-Men 97. I don't know. There's another guy that I'm thinking of. I would say the guy from Wolverine versus Hulk movie characters. Steve Blum. Yeah, Steve Blum is a pretty good one. Let's see. Videos. Dude, all I'm getting is AI deathbed. Anyways, if you look him up, Steve Blum, his voice, I'd say, is the pinnacle of Wolverine. Like, a voice. Alright, it does not. I don't know.
Harry was such a hard-boiled New War classic movie.
I know what you're thinking, punk. The strongest metal known. You gotta ask yourself, do I feel lucky? I know what you're
Yeah, that's
thinking, punk. But being this is a 44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, and will blow your head clean off, you gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky?
Now here's the thing, where the fuck is that with a brand new game? There is no Neon City, dark lighting, smoking, femme fatales, and Logan isn't some badass womanizer detective-like character like he was in every single original comic. We shouldn't even call this guy Wolverine because in reality what he actually is some Down syndrome retarded ripoff of Logan who's getting cocked by Jean Grey. And this trailer has a lot of shit going for it that just proves that it's trash. Like the ripped off set pieces from Uncharted for the 50th time in gaming history. These set pieces were cool back in Uncharted 2 or Metal Gear Solid 3. I don't need to see them be reused in every single video game. I don't need to see the same Arkham combat from Spider-Man and the brand new Bond game and Red Dead Redemption, which is copied into everything.
it's just the norm at this point. Not every game is going to be like a different combat system. I mean, this is made by the same people that made Spider-Man, so yeah, they're gonna go with what they know.
And the same bald black chick who keeps showing up in everything and ruining it for some reason.
He ain't ruining it. I'd say she's a perfect fit for the character, even though I can't remember her goddamn name.
My bigger issue is Jean Grey, which I can just tell immediately. You can say, oh, you don't even know, the game isn't out yet, but I'm just gonna make this prediction and I don't really give a fuck. This Jean Grey is gonna be a feminist hag bitch, and I can tell it straight away. You just need to look at the build that was already released, and just look at the leaked script. Without getting a cease and desist letter from Insomniac, let me just say that this story has already been exposed for being woke garbage. Jean Grey is the boss, and Logan is a cock who doesn't look or sound like Clint Eastwood. He doesn't say one-liners like Dirty Harry or the original.
Of course he's gonna take lead. Like, if Jean Grey tells him what to do, he's gonna do it. He finds Jean Grey very attractive. Yeah, so if she says, do this, he's gonna be like, oh yeah. Like, that's just how it is.
Incarnation of Wolverine from every single comic. Now, instead he's gonna try to say something cool, but instead sound like a retard.
Where are those mutants? Not yet. I'm Wolverine.
And the entire internet is ripping apart this game.
What? She doesn't even look that bad. She just looks a little bit older. She doesn't have to look like a fucking Marvel Rivals character. I mean, Marvel Rivals is already just hypersexualized as it is. I mean, if anything, I prefer her not so sexualized. Oh, it's such a crazy thing.
Even woke people who are left-wing are realizing, why the fuck is Jean Grey so ugly? And the funniest part for all the people defending this and eating up
It's not even that ugly, dude.
this corporate slop is that they know nothing about the X-Men or Wolverine, because nobody's really asking for Jean Grey to be overly sexualized in the game, even though that's what people are implying. If you don't like the way that Jean Grey looks in this game, or the way any other new female character looks in video games, then you're some incel freak, when in reality all people are asking for is for these characters to not look or act like a bitch. It's pretty simple, and the same thing kind of goes for real life as well. The funniest part about this case is that people are acting like the X-Men is some big woke franchise, and that every single
Because it's dealing with mutants and humans not getting along. That's kind of woke, don't you think? It kind of reminds you of kind of a thing that happened back then in our past when we had a little thing called racism. No? It's kind of the whole point of the X-Men. Shit, dude.
comic has been the gayest thing ever, supporting BLM and trans people, when in reality it's kind of the opposite way around, and anybody who's actually read the original comics knows this. The X-Men were never a civil rights allegory, and a lot of the original stories don't even focus on that stuff. Anybody saying that they are an allegory is lying to you and is a fake fan. And also, anybody saying that a character like Jean Grey shouldn't be sexualized is a complete moron who knows nothing about the X-Men. Because do you even know what franchise you're talking about? The groundbreaking, most best-selling comic of all time, Jim Lee and Chris Claremont's X-Men from the 90s, sexualized every single character who appeared on the page. And that's one of the major reasons why it was legendary and why it sold so well. Because that's what people want. They want to see Logan and Gambit smoking and riding motorbikes. These exact characters that you're trying to say are some bastion of wokeness, like Jean Grey or Rogue or Psylocke, are extremely powerful and they're not in any way weak. But in the same time, they look and act like women. You know, the thing that a lot of these people have forgotten. So I laugh in the face of anybody saying that these characters shouldn't be sexualized in any way whatsoever, because you know nothing about the X-Men, because you haven't read any single comic. Do you even know anything about the characters? Have you even read the Uncanny X-Men? And there's people here saying the exact same thing. Everybody with a brain is waking up to the fact that this game is slop, and so is everything else that Insomniac put out, which is extremely true, because it says here the official plot synopsis is that there's no such thing as the X-Men, and instead the mentally ill leftists over at Insomniac are making up their own gay shit, instead of taking from any of the comics, which would guarantee a 10 out of 10 game. If you just adapted the Wolverine miniseries by Frank...
Maybe they just want to change things up. What a concept. What a fucking concept, you know? Not everything has to be the same. We could try a little something different. If it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. If it does, then woohoo. It's a fucking miracle. Oh, God, this guy makes my brain hurt. Oh.
Miller, or the entire Larry Hama and Mark Silvestri run from the 80s, where Logan operates as a private detective taking on gangs and supervillains in Madripoor. You'd have a 10 out of 10 game on your hand, but instead everybody's going to point it out and laugh at it for what it is. A fake Wolverine game which looks terrible graphically and story-wise and is more focused on propaganda than quality. This guy here said something great, which a lot of people didn't really want to admit, that the way that Marvel's Spider-Man 2 kind of adapted Kraven's Last Hunt was terrible. That game was legitimately one of the worst things ever made.
Was it great? No. Was it bad? No. It was just a mid-game, which is sad to say, but it wasn't the worst. It's not as great as the first Spider-Man game, in my opinion. But, you know, it's not like it's fucking dog shit either, though. It's like, you know, it's just, I don't get this guy.
Made by man. Kraven's Last Hunt, in my opinion, is one of the best things ever made by man and is a piece of art transcending Spider-Man and Marvel. And Insomniac came in and made you play some black kid from the hood and actually fight the real Spider-Man. So God knows what this Wolverine game is going to include. You're probably going to have to fight Wolverine at the end of the game and teach him about white privilege. 2 million people...
You don't know until you play the game! Wow! Or something. Until you fucking watch the gameplay or something, you know, like... Oh, it hasn't came out. You're only like reviewing based off of what you've seen leaked-wise and plot synopsis leaked-wise. Like, it's not the confirmed thing yet, so you don't know. And you just speculating like this just makes you look like an idiot.
People here viewed this tweet, and the majority of those people are sick to death of seeing this black chick show up in every single video game. And when you point out why...
Oh my gosh, she's not in every single fucking video game, okay? she's just a prominent actress in a few video games, like in the Star Wars games. She's not even in any of like the Marvel shit. This is her first appearance in Marvel. God fucking forbid, dude.
Is this bald, ugly, feminist black chick showing up in every single game? By the way, she's also playing a race-swapped character here, which is a thing that people just want to make you forget in the modern day. Spider Noir race swaps Black Cat, just forget about it and eat up your corporate slop. The only response these mentally ill
She's such a minor character. Why do you care?
idiots can come back with is saying that you don't have a problem with it when Steve Blum or Nolan North or Troy Baker is in every single game, but you have a problem with Deborah Wilson. I can't imagine why. Fuck Deborah Wilson and fuck you. It isn't some big plot of racism. It isn't some big conspiracy theory. This chick sucks. Why is she in every single game? When you play one of the legendary games from the master Hideo Kojima and you see an actress scanned into the game, it's worth it because Kojima uses them well and in a way that's actually meaningful. And it helps when the actress or actor is a really cool guy or some supermodel. But instead, Deborah Wilson is some bald black chick who keeps on bringing in politics into the story. There isn't some secret plot of
How? I mean, yeah, in Star Wars, that's just Star Wars is politics. Like it's you don't know, And then she's gonna be a leader of. God, it was just on my fucking tongue. Of those meetings in the fucking sewer. So yeah, she's gonna be a little bit political, going like, "God damn, bro, we live in your goddamn sewers." Like, kind of fucked up, nah?
racism. People are just sick of this bitch. And this is just what I'll end the video on here. Being anti-woke has got to be the most miserable hobby. Everything angers you and you can't enjoy a single piece of media. We haven't gone by a week without those people melting down. An insane level of sensitivity. It's more like an insane level of retardation and a lack of backbone out of fucktards.
He just proved his point, jackass. Jesus.
Like you. These type of people are the exact problem in every single aspect of the world. They want to stop questioning authority. They want to stop questioning the government, no matter what political party it is. In reality, you should call out every single new piece of corporate slop for being garbage. You should call out every single politician speaking for being corrupt, because that's what they are. You should call out every single person controlling these video games and movies and pulling the strings and spending millions to create this propaganda. It's all right in front of you, but you'd rather choose to ignore it and eat up your slop. So fuck this exact type of insect scum that plagues the earth. They're the problem with everything nowadays, and they might even be worse than the woke people and the communists and the larpers. It's the people with no backbone who are willing to betray every single thing they preached. You can always bet on somebody out there who's a real fan of all.
I'm sorry, guys. Everything he's saying is going through one ear through the other. I mean, I'm not. I'm just. This is brain numbing.
All of it, and is willing to raise up their middle finger and call it out. And if you're watching this video and if you agree with the stuff I say and this mentality, do let me know and maybe consider subscribing. And that's my message to these spineless cowards, the people who make this type of propaganda, and the insect tourist scum out there who eat up this slop. Insomniac's Wolverine is woke garbage slop. If you haven't read the comics, you're not a real fan. And if you got a problem with anything I said, go fuck yourself.
Okay. I don't know. I can't say anything about the Wolverine until it comes out. So far I think it looks good. Otherwise that's it. I mean, when it comes out, I'll fucking have that as gameplay maybe if it's good. Otherwise, that will be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you guys have a better day than me. I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye.